Girlfriend is obese. Hey, first time posting anything and never thought I'd be posting here. As the title says, my M27 girlfriend, F21, is obese. I'm not sure if morbidly but quite obese. She's 5 feet 1 and probably pushing 350 if I had to guess. We've been dating for nearly 2 years and in that time she's put on quite a lot of weight. She was big before, maybe 260, and honestly it never bothered me. More recently, however, I've noticed a lot of alarming things and I don't know how to approach this, if at all. I've mainly noticed how out of breath she always is now. Sometimes even while sitting. She doesn't like walking really anywhere anymore. And the biggest thing is she started hiding food from me. I've never said anything about her eating. One day I changed the sheets to the bed and found a whole stash of fast food wrappers and chocolate bars, candy, and bags of cookies underneath the bed. I've asked her if she's stressed or going through something and she's never once told me she's depressed or anything. Our relationship is amazing otherwise. She's honestly the best girlfriend I've ever had. And she's quite beautiful. She makes me incredibly happy. I just worry about her health and mobility as she gets older. I'm not sure what advice I'm looking for, but if anyone has any similar experiences or has any advice they could share, that would be much appreciated. The food stashing is pretty alarming and indicative of some kind of food addiction, eating disorder. She can't continue that way and live a fulfilling life. She needs some help and I think a bit of an intervention. Sounds like she has an eating disorder. This is well above our pay grade. Sounds like maybe she should talk to a therapist. Keep your focus on her health overall because this is not healthy. For you to have a long and happy life together, you both must be around. Get a dialogue on this started as soon as possible. I with you both happiness. Like someone else mentioned, stashing is often an indicator of something serious. Your concern about mobility and quality of life makes a lot of sense as you want to grow old with her. But I don't think she's in a place where she can hear you. Addiction, food included, is often stemming from something deeper you can't really solve by yourself. Good luck. And I'm sorry I don't have good advice beside. Try to look at the big picture and see if you can support her in getting help. You seem like a great guy and a loving partner. I hope you can communicate in a way that lets her see that you are in love with her and that her weight itself isn't an issue for you, but rather the fact that she is hiding stuff from you, which is indeed concerning. Be prepared to learn stuff about her that you won't like or agree with, but if you really do care for her, you can try and be supportive either way. Good luck to you both and please update us if the situation evolves. 5 feet 1 inch and 350 is morbidly obese. I'm 5 feet 1 inch and could barely function at 170. I was in a similar boat to your GF. Although I've since returned to a healthier weight. It sounds like some of the behaviors that your GF is expressing sound like binge eating disorder. She likely has some trauma surrounding food and eating, and that's why she is behaving the way she is. I would encourage you to start a non-judgmental conversation about what you've seen and ask for her consent to talk about it with her. She needs to feel safe talking about it first, because just jumping into what you want to say is not going to work. She knows what she looks like, yet she does not feel in control based on what you describe about her behavior. Reassure her with love through the difficult conversation. Urge her to address her mental health and prioritize self-care and self-love. Regular therapy with a therapist is step 1 of digging through and addressing that underlying trauma. If she expresses she wants to lose weight, and only then, you can encourage her by supporting healthy eating. See a doctor or a dietitian. If you can change your own eating habits to be healthier, she will likely follow suit. If this is possible, try to start with avoiding sugary drinks and stop eating out. Play around with some healthy-ish recipes. Any modification you can get her passively on board with will help in the interim. But don't formally diet unless she's on board. If you can, try encouraging some fun activities that may have even a little bit of physical activity component towards them. Swimming regularly is a fun one and will give her joints relief while being a great way for burning calories. Avoid high-impact activities because that may hurt her body at her current weight. Get a protein smoothie as a reward. Incorporation of healthy rituals will help. This is just the outside manifestation of some serious trauma she is going through inside, and you're an amazing partner for wanting to do your best to help her in this dark place. I wish the both of you the best of luck. Just an FYI, 5 feet 1 inch and 350 pounds is not possibly morbidly obese, but very much morbidly obese. Even at 5 feet 1 inch and 260 pounds, that's still morbidly obese. Edit. Purely from a medical perspective, you are correct to be concerned. And these numbers are worrying for long-term health. But as a healthy person who loses weight by accident, I have no insight on how to approach her. Hopefully you can get some insight from some larger women or men here. BC, I can't begin to relate. I hope you are able to find a tactful way to approach this in a respectable manner with her. She has an eating disorder, and you should treat her accordingly. Binge eating disorder is more common than both anorexia and bulimia. She should be seeking therapy, and not because she's fat. She is exhibiting odd and unhealthy behavior completely outside of any weight gain. My advice, as someone who is a self-proclaimed professional dieter, is to talk about her food intake as a symptom of a mental illness, and completely take weight loss off the table. It's not about a healthy weight yet right now, it's all about a healthy mind. Weight loss, obesity, eating disorders, like any addiction, needs to be a choice that comes from within the person suffering. Being mean, cutting her off from her comfort foods, telling her she's fat and disgusting, etc., won't make her change. It will most likely drive her deeper into addiction. That being said, she is responsible for her own health. If she is unwilling to take care of herself, to see a therapist, to at least try not to binge eat, to making positive change in her life, then you have a harder discussion as a couple. You can be supportive without being responsible. And if her behavior, not her weight, is a problem that isn't being solved, then that's on her, not you. Good luck. Be nice to her. I am sure she feels terrible about her self-esteem and is in a self-perpetuating cycle. She needs to get her head right before she can get her body right. Sounds like she probably has some sort of binge eating disorder. I know it's difficult, but you need to be direct with her. Tell her that you're worried about her weight and health, and that you know she's been hiding food. Eating disorders thrive on secrecy, so if it's going to get addressed, you need to be able to discuss it together. The other piece of this is that she needs to be willing to acknowledge it's a problem and get help. You can offer to be her support in this. But ultimately, if she's going to make significant changes, they have to generate from her. All you can really do is impress on her how serious this is and how much you care for her and want her to live a long time. I would recommend doing some research on bed to figure out the best way to approach this with her. I have been in this exact situation, except it was the opposite. I was the overweight one and my boyfriend wasn't. Now all the people telling you not to tell her are wrong. You should be able to express how you feel nicely. Reassure her that you are very attracted to her, and her weight doesn't bother you when it comes to the aesthetics. Also assure her that even if she chooses not to lose weight, you will still love her no matter what. Now, I would suggest asking her if she wanted to get a gym membership with you. If you have the means and offer to pay, that's even better. This will begin motivating her, and will give her the hint you want her to start being more active. And explain how it will be a way for you guys to spend more time together and bond over becoming the best versions of yourself. While this is happening, you also can make it clear you have things you don't like about yourself and want to improve. The best time to bring up this conversation would also be if she ever explains to you how she's unhappy about her weight. I don't think it's a bad thing you think this, and I think it shows that you really care about her. Be gentle and patient with her, seeing as how she's probably struggled with this for a while. You'll both be fine, but the conversation does need to happen so you guys can be happy and healthy together. In all honesty, she will be upset you brought it up, so be prepared for her to feel hurt, or embarrassed or ashamed, so you absolutely need to be as gentle as possible. It sounds like an eating disorder. I suffered from something very similar. My weight was out of control after having my third kid, and I was so upset by it that I would binge eat, then go on diets and hide eating something because I felt those around me were judging me. My weight was all I thought about, obsessively. So in my mind that's all I thought others saw of me. My weight. So bringing it up is a super fragile thing. I'd start by asking if she'd want to go for a walk or swim, or whatever activity you want, and see how she responds. Then go from there. If she says no, ask why. If she says yes and you notice during that activity her having problems breathing, bring it up. Do not just dive into what you think is wrong and what you think she needs to change. That could make it so much worse. And if she simply does not care how much weight she put on and how it's impacting her life, you can tell her it's impacting yours because you're worried about your futures. Not sure if morbid. 5 feet 1 inch 350. Yeah, that's morbid. Try to see if you can get her to do some fun physical activities with you and let her know you want to get healthy together. Your girlfriend has an eating disorder and is in need of serious professional help. Source: I have the same eating disorder. At 5 feet 1 she was morbidly obese when you started dating. 350 is approaching heart failure territory. If you truly love this woman, you need to put a stop to this kind of behavior before she literally eats herself to death. You didn't mention your own weight, but I'd bet you could stand to lose a bit of weight yourself, so frame it like that. Both of you getting in shape. 21 years old and gaining that much weight is extremely unhealthy. She needs to start working with her doctor to get this under control. This will impact her mobility, puts her at risk for heart, stroke, etc., and will impact her ability to have children. Plus you love her and care about her, and I hope that good motivation. I hope you can get her to listen to her doctor. I think that you have seized on an important thing. Hiding eating from you, hiding behavior, and especially lying about it, is often a sign of addiction. You can absolutely be addicted to food or particular foods. It could be another eating disorder. And food addiction is an eating disorder. But it is complicated to treat it as an addiction since you can't really get sober from eating. The only route is healthy use. Shortest route I see is ask if she's hiding eating from you. If she asks why you're asking, be honest her weight has never been an issue for you and you find her attractive. She's short of breath while sitting. That is new. She's also avoiding walking. That is new. She has gained almost 100 pounds in under 2 years. That is new. Tell her you haven't noticed any change in her behavior, like eating more or more often. And you asked if she's going through anything and she said no. If she says she has been hiding eating, ask her why. The direction this conversation moves, if appropriate, is GF. You have a problem and you need help. Directions this would not be appropriate for include but aren't limited to: if she is pregnant, has been hiding an issue and stressing, or has an emergent health condition like thyroid dysregulation she is unaware of. A trip to the doctor might be appropriate. In my first stages of food addiction and binge eating, I did the same. This was at 12/13. I'd sneak out at night, grab whatever bags of chips I could get, chocolate, etc., and eat it in my room and hide the trash under my bed. My parents then thought of it as awkward and no one talked to me about it. Now, with 28, I am in rehabilitation of years of destroying my body and health, both mental and physical. I have literally stopped my metabolism and it will take months if not years to get it back. If ever, please talk to her. Head-on confrontation will be hard. She will deflect, lie and accuse you, but it's the addiction speaking. The only thing helping her will be therapy. I hope you two manage to get this under control. Her BMI is 66. That's very severely obese. Her life is in danger. She needs medical help immediately.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.